The creator of Mortal Kombat has confirmed that new attacks are coming to the game, which is definitely great news, but even so, many players are rightfully upset about a different issue. So we're going to talk about that too, along with some other stuff, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel. So if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with Shujinko. That's right, the least played cameo character, despite also being one of the best cameo characters in the game. According to Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat himself, Shujinko is going to get new attacks in Mortal Kombat 1. Don't believe me? That's okay, I'm gonna prove it. Let's hop on over to Twitter. Starting off with Mr. Aquaman. Been thinking to myself lately, why don't folks use Shujinko more versus Kenshi? So I started messing with it myself. And right below that, the main man himself, Ed Boon, responds and says, plus, Shujinko has got more goodies coming. And of course, this got everybody excited. And I personally missed when Ed Boon did this, making mysterious tweets that got everybody talking, and the Mortal Kombat fans in general just discussing what he means with this very vague tweet right here. And what got me even more excited is I recently made a video about just this. Mortal Kombat 1 characters already have new attacks in the game, but sadly we can't use them because they're restricted to the AI, whether it's in Titan battles or in the invasion mode. Almost all of these attacks look really cool, but we don't get to actually use them ourselves. So when I first read this tweet, that's what I thought Ed Boon was referring to. Shujinko's gonna get new attacks, and maybe other characters are gonna get new attacks as well, but then I realized he's likely just talking about Jeanette Cage. And that's because Shujinko can actually copy your opponent's cameo character if they're playing with Shang Tsung, which can actually be a really good option depending on your opponent's cameo character, because some of these cameo characters have a ton of attacks like Tremor, Chameleon, and especially Jeanette Cage. So I hopped over into practice mode myself, and it turns out that yeah, Shujinko gets access to all of Jeanette Cage's moves, which is crazy because she has like 20 different attacks in the game, and no, I'm not exaggerating. I've actually got a full video about Jeanette Cage already posted if you want to check it out. It covers all of her different attacks, how to combo with her, how to use the attacks, you get the idea. I had a lot of fun making that video, because Jeanette Cage is definitely a really cool character, but sadly I don't think Shujinko is getting any new moves outside of that. When Ed Boon made this tweet, I do think he's referring to how Shujinko can copy cameo characters, and since Jeanette Cage was added to the game, he now gets new attacks as well. Now with that in mind, like I do always say on this channel, anything could happen, so maybe I'm wrong here, maybe I'm just seeing the glass half empty, and the new attacks actually are coming to Mortal Kombat 1 soon, including Shujinko. He's gonna get some new attacks as well. That's completely possible, so don't lose hope, but I'm just saying I think what he actually meant was Jeanette Cage. But that also being said, as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What new attacks do you want to see in Mortal Kombat 1 for your favorite characters or your mains, or just characters that you enjoy playing? Make sure to let me know which new attacks you want to see, because like I keep saying in all my videos, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Because next up, for topic number 2, I wanted to talk about a funny trend that I think I may have unintentionally started. Allow me to explain. A couple of days ago, I made this video, and it's a banger by the way. Everyone in the comments tells me how much they loved this video, so if you want to check it out, I recommend giving it a watch. Basically, I showcase how overpowered Tanya and Goro are in Mortal Kombat 1, which is something pro players have known for a while, but when it comes to a full breakdown YouTube video, nobody had covered that topic yet, so I did. And then, curious enough, very soon after, I see a bunch of other videos popping up about this, people are tweeting about the topic, nobody's mentioning me, and that's okay, but I'm just saying, it would be a pretty big coincidence if all this just randomly happened after I made my video. Really cool YouTubers started talking about it, like Diff. Apparently the top players on Xbox are actually Tanya mains, with Goro also, I think. And then after that, Super posted his video where he plays as that duo online and just destroys everybody, because again, they're overpowered. And then on top of that, you had pros covering it, like Sonic Fox for example. It was really fun. I'm glad to see people just talking about this topic, because I think Tanya and Goro are underrated despite being so good. You know, I guess what I'm saying is, check out this video. Like, watch it right now, why not? It's a fun video, it's a banger, check it out. Because next up, it's time to cover some bad news, or some drama if you will. I like covering talking points on this channel every now and then, and right now people are a bit upset about Jeanette Cage, and the reason why is because way back when the game first got announced, she was not actually included on the DLC list. Instead, it was Johnny Cage as a cameo character, and as a result, some people are rightfully upset because because they bought the season pass expecting for Johnny Cage to be a cameo, but instead they got the girl version of him, right? Jeanette Cage from a different dimension. And while she does still use all of Johnny Cage's attacks, she's still not Johnny Cage at the end of the day, which has caused some discussion. And some people are just saying, hey, give me a Johnny Cage skin for Jeanette Cage and I'll be happy. Whereas other people are saying it's straight up false advertising because they're not getting delivered what they were promised as a consumer, which is technically true. They got Jeanette Cage and not Johnny Cage. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of repeat cameo characters. I don't think most people are. I like Kung Lao's moveset and Sub-Zero and Scorpion as cameo characters, but it would have been cooler to get somebody new, right? But of course, I also understand why people are upset. Don't get it twisted. You expected one character and you got something different. That definitely is not ideal. That does kind of suck. Unless you play on PC, because there's already mod skins for Jeanette Cage, so it's only a matter of time before somebody makes a Johnny Cage mod, and there you go. At the end of the day, I'm just wondering how this happened. Was it like a typing error, or did NetherRealm want to keep things a secret and just reveal Jeanette Cage as a cool twist that they thought everybody would be on board with? Sometimes they're a bit disconnected like that and don't read the room. I guess we're never actually going to know the answer. I think the initial leak is how people learned about Johnny Cage as a cameo, and then on some official websites it did list Jeanette Cage and not Johnny Cage very soon after. So early on people did know that it wasn't going to be Johnny Cage, but it was still kind of iffy. People weren't certain because on one site it said this and on a different site it said that, and as a result, fast forward to today and here we are in this situation. And once again, it's just so unfortunate because Mortal Kombat 1 was the only modern fighting game I can think of that actually showed all of the characters in the combat pack right away. No mystery boxes like pretty much everyone else does. I have no clue who's going to be in Season 2 of Street Fighter 6. I have no clue who the remaining characters are going to be for Tekken 8. And the same is true for Guilty Gear. You get the idea. For the most part, these fighting game developers do keep their DLC characters a secret, even though it's an option to buy them all in advance with a season pass. And I'm not personally against that, honestly. I think it does kind of build some hype, but I'm just saying it's unfortunate that once again, the developers dropped the ball because they showed all the main characters right away, which was nice, and I think more devs should try doing that, but then at the starting line, they stubbed their toe and messed up one of the cameo characters and deceived some people. And to make things even more interesting, recently a pro player by the name of Ryan Hart, a pro Street Fighter player, he straight up said that there should be no mystery here. We should know who's going to be the DLC characters right away before the game itself is even out. Let us know if our favorite character is going to be in the game. That way we can make a more informed decision when we buy the product, because if our favorite character is not going to be in the game in Season 1, then it's going to be like 2 years before we get them, and as a result many players would likely hold off on their purchase, buy the game at a discount, or maybe even wait for their character to be announced and then buy the game. So once again, I want to make this video interactive and know your thoughts on this topic. On the one hand, it would be really cool to know all the DLC characters in advance, at least for Season 1, like Mortal Kombat 1 did for the most part, with the exception of Jeanette Cage where they fumbled hard. Knowing which characters are coming is a great way to make an informed decision as a buyer. But then on the other hand, I do admit it's kind of hype to not know which characters are coming, and then when a character does get revealed, it's like, wow, you get the big trailer, everyone gets excited, everyone starts talking about it, and that excitement just wouldn't be there if we knew every character in advance, at least not to that same level. People might still get hyped to see the trailer, but they're not going to be caught off guard and shocked like I was when Abba came back to Guilty Gear for the first time in like 20 years. And also, a lot of people online did point out that most companies are never going to be honest with you about the DLC characters because they want you to make that payment. They want everyone to buy it with the hope that their favorite character is in there, but at the end of the day, of course, not everyone's going to be pleased with the DLC lineup, and that's why most companies are deceptive and don't tell you who's going to be in that DLC until you've already committed with the purchase of the entire season pass. Money is king after all to most of these corporations, which is unfortunate. Once again, I see the benefit and drawbacks of both systems. It's really cool to know who's coming in advance because then you make an informed decision, but it's also really hype to see a character get revealed in the trailer for the first time, and also the mystery of not knowing who's going to be in the game is really cool. But once again, I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.